And again, how many times do we have to say TikTok is not her only income? I said.
I'm live.
And if... Oh, okay.
Hey. Just so you know. I said, hey, Mom. You didn't hear me? What? No.
Hi, everybody.
My mom said hi. She was talking about something, but I'm not bringing that because it's personal. Anyways, it just pisses me off because how many times, and this is something I have to say, how many times did I have to tell people that I need things? It's not a shopping spree because I want to have fun. I already lost most of my pants. Actually, the pants from Walmart that I bought that used to be good are very badly ruined and to the point of I have to throw them away. Like, and especially these pants, they got like oil stains. This one actually has resin stuck to the pants. I had like two of the same pairs of these pants. I think the other one went to storage and my storage is all messed up. My brother, when he went, he just throws stuff in storage and I don't know. It's very bad. We're going to have to organize it. But anyways, when it comes to things like my Crocs are so bad that I need new ones. And mind you, these were given to me and I never worn them until one day I was like, you know what, let me wear these Crocs, right? Because this lady gave them to me for free. And I was like, you know what, let me wear these Crocs. And they're the best shoe I've ever had. Like, to be completely honest with you, right? There's a lot of things I need on top of that. And people fail to realize that in the midst of trying to get a place to live, I also can shop. It's not like we're not getting a place because I'm shopping. I hate when people literally, like, why can't we just be positive? TikTok's about to go on the 19th. Monday, it's going to determine whether or not they halt the ban, like they pause it. But there's too much going on, and everything that is happening, like, I am so annoyed, right? I'm so annoyed, like, well, I'm supposed to say, I'm getting a house, guys. Like, I'm getting this, I'm getting that. I'm not going to tell you because right now, they try to actively, like, be like, we're going to leak your number. So why would I come to the internet and tell you guys what place, if any, that I'm getting? It's so crazy because people are so brain dead or I don't know what, but they don't, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know anymore. You know, it literally pisses me off. It bothers me that people sit on this internet and just assume things like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on a shopping spree. They're not gonna like what the other thing is I'm gonna do. Mind you, I have a chunk of money that I have to hang on to until, you know, something comes up that we need, right? And mind you, people are not gonna like what's coming, the upcoming stuff, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm not telling anybody what I'm doing. And the only people who really knows what I'm doing are those that I truly trust to tell. Mind you, I've been trying to do the best that I can in my situation and get some sort of better shelter, but it is fucking expensive. People do not realize that, especially because we cannot rent somewhere we have to be stuck at because my father can't live there. A lot of these places require you to fill out a 1-year lease. We cannot do a 1-year lease. There are some places that may offer month to month, but then again, you know, we wouldn't be able to keep up rent month to month. We wouldn't be able to do it. And I'm just so annoyed by people being like, well, she's not a good example of what not to be, when any person that has a 9-to-5 job that is homeless, you're literally just talking shit on them, saying they're not a good example. Like, you could work your ass off. You could be the best employee and still get fired. Like, I don't understand why people have this mentality of like, just because you have a 9-to-5 job, you're spared from being homeless. That's not the case, because you could be laid off for anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Your boss could find some reason to fire you, and here you are facing a sudden eviction because You don't know what you're going to do. Your rent's about to come up. Like, I hate people's logic about like, oh, she's not doing anything. Or, oh, this isn't happening when you could easily be in this situation. A 9-to-5 job is not secure. I don't know why people think 9-to-5 jobs are so more secure than social media. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Nothing is secure. Not even a 9-to-5 job is secure. You know how many people get laid off? I'm pretty sure if you looked up, actually someone else said this too in one of their videos, that this is the worst time for the job market to get a job. The worst time. People don't fucking believe me. My brother was going interview, not getting shit. And thought maybe if he chopped his hair, because that's what he thought maybe was not getting him a job, which is so crazy why black people have to face stuff like that, but yet no one wants to acknowledge that. Say, why do you make it all about race when it is always about race? And I don't know. Today, I'm doing good, but it just pisses me off that people have no fucking knowledge of how the real world works. And the only people saying get a job are the ones that literally, and you get blocked if you say you're 13, right? Because I'm not going back and forth with a 13-year-old, but it's crazy that teenagers love to sit here while living off of mommy and daddy. Get your ass up and go get a job and help your family then, since you think that because let's be for real, right? You live with your mom and dad while they pay your bills. You don't even know how hard it is. Have you even sat down and asked your parents, like, I know what you're going through? Because no, you have this mentality that your bills are paid, so everything's good. But your mom and dad is struggling to help afford to pay bills for you. My parents struggled all their life, but they made it work. And the crazy shit about it is you have no idea what it's like living in the real world. You could have a 9-to-5 job and still be facing an eviction. It doesn't matter. You could not have a 9-to-5 job that you just had because you got fired and still be facing an eviction. It has nothing to do with being lazy. Again, a 9-to-5 job is not secure. Like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. And it's the worst job market ever to get a job. It's very bad. I'm watching people that I know struggle to look for more other work and got laid off because they asked for a break. Are you kidding me? Yeah. I went to social media. And I'm going to tell you the real reason why I came to social media was because I wasn't getting a fucking job. They were discriminating against me because of my looks. They were also just flat out, I got treated horribly at my first job because my dad told her that I had a learning disability. I know that's exactly what it was. And then for people to sit here and say, well, it's just because you're lazy. I got discouraged. I got discouraged so bad that I can't even say, because TikTok censors me for bringing up that topic. I almost was not here because I couldn't get a job. That's crazy. I'm not crying, but I spent my ass before social media going from one place to another to only get discouraged because I wasn't hired. Be like, well, what's wrong? Like, and then there was no videos, there was nothing about me. This was way before I was even had a large following or anything like that on social media. You know, I dress because they always say dress for the job you want. Or not for the job you want, but dress nicely. You know, every job I applied to never heard anything back. One of the jobs, which my friend knew the owner, right? But she obviously was not like, you know, where she could get me the job. But what happened was I called them. It was a Burger King. And they hung up on me and my friend said, nah, let me talk to them. So she's like, look, I know so-and-so. She said the owner's name and they were like, whoa. And then that's when they heard me and they listened to me. But I was like, they ain't gonna hire me. Like, I've went to every place from Walmart to Wendy's to KFC to Taco Bell to McDonald's to any place that I could. Dunkin' Donuts. I tried calling places in the mall. I really wanted, one of my dream jobs was to work at Build-A-Bear, because that, I thought, oh, what an exciting job, or work in the mall somewhere. Couldn't even get that. And I thought, well, maybe, if I can't get a job, then maybe I should just, I can't say because of TikTok. Mind you, I literally have the credentials. Well, not the credentials. I literally have some experience for like a fine dining restaurant, because I actually interned at the Four Seasons. Like that, they were like, you should put that on your resume. Plus, I know how to run a cash register. I got training to get a job and still couldn't get a job. And I hate when people and people being all excited about TikTok going. Mind you, if TikTok was gone, that man would have not raised money for his child. That 5-year-old boy that was gonna go blind because he needed surgery. That man would have not reached his goal, and his son would have went blind. And it makes me think about people like that. People that gets the help from TikTok while everyone else is just, influencers and content creators are going to lose this app, but you fail to think about the people it actually really helps and changes their lives. I saw one lady say, sit with me and help me get stable housing. Like, watch this video, engage, interact, donate to my GoFundMe. I've seen people get out of trigger warning DV situations while you guys sit here and laugh at people's misfortunes because you're classist. You act just like the 1% of rich people, and they're the ones laughing at you, treating you like peasants and dollar signs, and you're the ones laughing. But what are you? They're more rich than you. You ain't shit. That's what these rich people think of you. And you sit here and you laugh when you shouldn't even be laughing, because you're broke as fuck too. Like when people say broke people should never laugh. Well, you shouldn't laugh. Are you as rich as Jeff Bezos? No. So then why are you laughing? I'm so sick and tired of people having laughter for someone else's misfortune. It's so fucked up. I will never understand I will never. I've been homeless most of my life. For real. Oh, but God forbid you can't complain, because the people be like, you're complaining, it's your fault. I have, the amount of times I heard people say I have a warm house, I hope your house burns down. And I really mean that, because some of you guys piss me off. And I'm tired of being nice and holding my tongue and being like, oh, well, yeah, I said it. And what are you going to do about it? Some of you guys don't even deserve your house. Classist people do not deserve shit. Rich people don't deserve fucking nothing. And I said it. Fuck that. Oh, you need house insurance. Why the fuck am I going to pay homeowners insurance for them to cancel it right before my house is burning down? Are you kidding me? Do you know that State Farm is in a lawsuit for cutting people's insurance right before their house burnt down? This is insane. This is the world we live in. Watching people lose their childhood houses while you're sitting here saying, I have a warm home. But you fail to realize when you say that stuff on my live stream, you're not only saying it to me, there could be someone from California whose house burnt down, and here you are saying, I have a warm house. It's not only affecting me, the words you say affect other people, and that's what pisses me off. I'm sick and tired of telling people, stop saying insensitive shit. You don't think about the other people you are hurting that could be watching this live and be like, man, look at them. You can't just say it's directed towards someone. That's like somebody using the F slur and saying, I only directed it towards you, not towards all the other people of the community. Like, no, you directed it towards everybody, because one word affects everybody. It doesn't matter if you say, I'm only solely saying, haha, you don't have a house to you. But no, there could be someone in this live stream that is going through it just like me. Someone who is living out of their car, someone who's about to face eviction, and here you are laughing. It's so crazy. This world is insane. People are so fucked up. No wonder why we can't get anywhere and why Trump is president. Because you have your head so far up your ass, you can't, like, Jesus Christ. Like, some of you guys have no empathy for nobody. This is why America is fucked. I just wish everyone I'm trying to think of that movie. It's I Am Something, I think. It's a movie about, it's not a movie, it's a documentary about people having humility for other people and having compassion for people. Basically, it's a whole movie about that. But we've lost our way with compassion. Because you don't like somebody, you think it's funny, but I get so upset when I hear people literally message me and be like, hey, what people said was rude, it affected me. It doesn't only, your words don't only affect, it's not affecting me, it's affecting other people around you, and it just pisses me off. You don't know what someone's going through. You don't know their situation because you assume on the internet, oh, you bought all this stuff. You know what? So fucking what? MC Hammer bought all that stuff and he's broke. Thank you for the gift points. So fucking what? You could have all the money in the world and then not. Like, hello? People are sometimes so stupid. You could be rich and then be broke. The guy that lost his house, and if I remember what movie he's in, he's in a lot of movies. He faced racism because he's black. Basically, he said he's been struggling to live ever since, and he's been in everything. And I thought this guy, let me tell you something, one of the greatest actors ever, and I was shocked to hear that he was barely making it. I was like, no, you're lying. Like, not about the racism part, because we all know racism exists in Hollywood. Like, when it comes to what actors get paid more, and we know white actors get paid more than black actors, so that's nothing new. But the fact that he had came out and said this, and said that, I think because he lost his house in the fire, I was like, man, people have no common sense or compassion for anyone. It's like when people say, I don't feel sorry for these celebrities that lost their house, when some of these celebrities ain't got it like that because you assume they have it like that. Some of these celebrities do not have it like that. One prime example is if you watch the TLC movie to better understand some singers and celebrities. That's why they venture into other things like selling or creating businesses, because the company takes most of the money. And it's very evident that people don't even, like, especially the amount of people that have been attacking me for that fire that is not being talked about, saying, all you have to do is Google it. No, the fuck I don't. I'm not gonna go Google something, right, that should be posted everywhere on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you know. Predominantly black people lost their houses, and we shouldn't have to go to Google to get them help. Google is not going to help raise them any money. Google's not going to give them resources. Google's not going to let people know that there's a fire happening in their city. Why should people have to go look at Google? Because why? I only thought there was one fire. Why would I need to go Google another fire and see if there's another fire in California? We should be getting our information from the media. We shouldn't have to go Google shit. That's ignorance at its finest. And then to try to sit here and try to, like, play it off like, that's not really going on. Because, why? Because it's predominantly black people, cities burning down. You don't want to believe it's racism. You're trying to sweep it under and be like, oh, you're trying to pass it off as not being racism. oh, why is it always about race? He literally said in his video, nobody is talking about it. So why are we sitting here saying, yeah, they are? I don't have to fly to your state to watch your news to hear it. It should be everywhere's. Why do we have to live in your state to hear it? Because that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So it's like, they've been talking about it in my state. Yeah, because you're there. And no, they haven't. Let's not lie, okay? It's so frustrating. People think they know everything, man. Not only that, here's another thing that I wanted to talk about, because people had mentioned that yesterday and it was the dumbest thing. And now, you know, I'm going to say it when they were like, oh, well, it's people's fault because they didn't evacuate. When did you know that some people, especially people of color, were told to shelter in place? That some people were not told to evacuate. Because you do know that you get a warning that tells you whether to evacuate or not. And a lot of people of color were told to shelter in place, knowing that the air quality is so bad. So for you to have this like, oh, well, they didn't evacuate, so that's on them, when if it tells them to shelter in place, they're going to do what it tells them to do. Like, it blows my mind just how idiotic people talk on the internet. Yes, people of color were told to shelter in place. Shelter in place means to stay where you're at, that it's not that serious, even though outside, you know, the air quality is bad. Mind you, somebody's not going to step outside and see something and be like, oh, we need to evacuate, even though they told us not to. You know, if they're telling you not to evacuate, you're going to trust the government and what the government tells you. All this misinformation is also pissing me off, because nowhere can a human being cause a natural disaster. The fact that you're trying to blame Gavin Newsom to say that he's responsible for a natural disaster is crazy. The only thing that I did mention was not having water in the fire hydrants. But other than that, not only that, like Fiji, the couple that owns Fiji owning 60% of California's water, that is crazy. That's the stuff you should be talking about. Not this, well, I think that the government started this. It was a hurricane winds that blew the fire even worse. How do government officials cause hurricane winds? There is no logical way. Like when people, like, what was it? When Donald Trump tried to say that he believes that Biden had a weather machine that caused hurricanes. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, okay? That sounds like that one Disney movie where they had that weather machine that could make it snow. Like, let's be for real. This is real life natural disasters. People are using these natural disasters to debunk global warming. When stuff really starts hitting the fan and shit really starts happening a lot worse, then you're really going to believe in global warming. It snowed in Atlanta. Somebody's like, how did they get snow first? Like, there was another place that I can't remember what it was. I don't remember the place they said. It wasn't Atlanta. It was somewhere else where in the comment section, someone said, how did they get snow first before Nova Scotia? Do you know how dangerous it is? Global warming is only going to get worse because people think it's a fucking myth. That's not going to be the only thing. We're going to be frying alive, all of us. Some places have hit dangerous record heats when the summer comes, over 100+ degrees. If that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what does. Like, these people, I've seen so much stupid discourse. Rather than posting resources, which I've been posting in my story to help people in LA, you want to blame and say that humans caused a natural disaster. Mind you, one of the people did start the fire, right? But was released because they mishandled the evidence. But when it comes to starting a fire and there's hurricane winds and it blows the fire even more, that's when it doesn't help, because no matter what the government could have done in California, that fire still would have happened. I don't understand, like, all of these people, like, coming on the internet spreading misinformation. That fire would have kept burning. That fire would have happened whether they cut brush or whatever they said, like, oh, they didn't cut the brush, they didn't clean, they didn't do this and that to prevent the fire. It still would have happened. You had hurricane force winds. What do you expect? Natural disasters happen. I remember one time we was at my grandma's house and this bad storm hit bad. Like, my grandma, her house it's an older house, so it's built kind of wonky. And when her yard floods, it floods. Like, it goes up to the house. Like, you have to go. It's an older house, so there's something that you have to go do in the back to the water drains, because it'll collect lots of water. It flooded the underpass by the bus station where the train goes over. It was flooded. Trees were knocked down. The whole zoo, like the trees at the zoo were torn. They were torn. There was trees everywhere. Because Albuquerque gets flooded. It was so bad. The aftermath, like, you could hear the thunder, the lightning. And to me, it's just like, how does a human being cause that when it was a natural disaster? Like, it was something that happened that wasn't man-made. And it makes me think, right? Yeah, like, people could start the fires, but it could be the nature that makes it even worse, like what happened in California. The winds blew the fire even worse. People have no empathy for nothing. You know, it's crazy. And I'm going to say this because people are not going to like this. I do not get, and I've been seeing this discourse everywhere and it needs to be talked about more. I do not understand people sitting here defending that Melanie Martinez coloring book. You are defending a coloring book that has children being depicted doing things they shouldn't even be doing and say, well, it's not for children. Okay. Who do you think are predators? Adults. So why are you sitting here defending a coloring book that literally is going to appeal to the predators? Even if it's not for children, it's weird to have children like that. And yet everyone wants to sit here because they're a Melanie Martinez fan and defend Melanie Martinez and be like, oh, who cares if it's her life story? That's disgusting. Imagine if I made a book with a little kid that had soap shoved in their mouth. Imagine if I made a coloring book like that, I'd be canceled. Who gives a fuck if it's her life story? It's weird. It's weird. Okay, what's her life story? A little girl bent over with a fox that has an ice cream? Why is she bent like that? What the hell, man? That's weird. You had a little girl in a bathtub with bubbles with soap shoved in her mouth. And you literally want to say that's okay?
That's abuse.
It's a coloring book. It's a coloring book with disgusting depictions. And they're saying because it's her life story, that's why. They're excusing it. But do you think a predator is going to care about her life story? No, that's what someone said in their video. They said, do you think predators are going to be like, oh, well, I look into her life story? No, they're going to buy the book for the animations, for the pictures, not because of her life story. You got weirdos out here doing shit, like, right? When this mother got canceled for posting her baby doing, like, eating things, or I don't remember what it was, and the saves, people came after her. What makes that any different than what Melanie Martinez is doing? Why are we justifying this coloring book that has graphic depictions of children? Whether or not it's her life story, she could have depicted herself as an adult and made it an adult coloring book. Imagine if I did that. I would be canceled. Even if I say, well, it's my childhood. Predators don't care if it's your childhood. They're going to buy that for the pictures. Like I said, it's just weird. Even I thought it was weird when I saw the photos. Or the illustrations. Anybody could see that coloring book. Just because you say, oh, it's not for children, that doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it okay. Like, justifying that, it literally really makes me believe her, the accuser that came forward. Because there's no way. And I loved Melanie Martinez, right? I liked her ever since she was on The Voice. Because there was one comment that went viral because people got so mad because I said I didn't know her, but I said I've listened to Melanie Martinez ever since she was on The Voice, and people got mad. Oh, so you think that you're a better Melanie Martinez? No, I just, being truthfully honest, I used to like American Idol, and then I got hooked to The Voice. And when she was on The Voice, I always was rooting for her. Like, hello? I used to love American Idol, and then they got shitty. So then I was like, oh, this new voting show, like the singing voting show had came out. And it was like, where they turn their chairs around. They can't hear the person singing. I mean, they can't see the person singing. They have to go based off of their voice. They turn their chair around, right? We all know The Voice. So I was like, let me watch this, right? Maybe this might be my new, like, singing show because I used to like American Idol. Sure enough. You know, I watched when Peter Collins was on there. Actually, Peter Collins follows me. But Peter Collins, Melanie Martinez, I think it was Danielle Bradbury. Like, I've seen a lot of people come and go. Chris Stapleton was on The Voice, right? And I just don't understand, like, you guys gotta stop excusing one thing over another because you really like someone. Like, I really like Melanie Martinez. I like her music. But what's wrong is wrong, and people need to call it out because that coloring book is disgusting. I'm a Melanie Martinez fan, and I could still say, hey, that's wrong. Like, you gotta stop idolizing these people so much so to the point where you can't call them out. It's weird. Because you want to defend somebody. It's a coloring book. It's a Melanie Martinez coloring book she made. And in the coloring book, it has some very nasty depictions. So basically, I say depictions, I meant illustrations. So it's a coloring book. One of the illustrations has a little girl in pigtails with soap shoved in her mouth, and she's in a bathtub of bubbles. There's another illustration where there's a girl bent over, and there's a fox with the ice cream in his hand, or a wolf with the ice cream in his hand, over her while she's bent over. And there's some other illustrations in the coloring book that people are calling out. Mind you, no one's really talking about it because people said it's her life story, so they're defending it, saying like, oh, it's her life story. But it doesn't matter because predators are not going to care if it's her life story. They're going to buy the book for those illustrations and be disgusting. It doesn't matter, though. We can't excuse that. Do you think a predator is going to care if it's based off of songs? No, they're going to buy the book to be disgusting. You are literally... I'm not even going to say it. You guys want to call me predators, but you're justifying that. That's giving predator behavior. Now I really know why people was calling me predators, because they was the predators. You can't justify that. I don't care if it's your life story. Who in their right mind is going to depict stuff like that or make illustrations like that of their life story? It's weird. It needs to be talked about, whether you like it or not. When you're defending something like that, you're defending predatory behavior. I said what I said. Who is buying a color book with a little girl bent over like that? Whether it's Melanie Martinez or not. It's weird. You're one of them. I'm not one of them. Because if you're defending something like that, you're one of them. If it was any other person who made a coloring book like that, you would have an issue. It's weird. What do you mean I'm weird? It's weird. Why are you going to be coloring a page of a girl that has soap shoved in her mouth? It's weird. Whether it's her life story or not, it is weird and uncomfortable. Why are we justifying that? You're weird. You impersonate me all the time and you stream me on live streams. So how about that? You know, I don't have an issue. But when you start saying things about me, when you're defending predatory behavior, it's weird. So when it says, hey, this coloring book is going to appeal to predators, why would you defend that? Why? Why would you defend anything like that? People do not need to go to look up, Google about Melanie Martinez to understand that fucking coloring book. If someone does not know who Melanie Martinez is, obviously they're gonna say it's weird. Why should people have to do research on Melanie Martinez? We don't need context on why the coloring book is the way it is. It's still a disgusting coloring book. It's still nasty. It's still weird. It doesn't matter. We don't need no damn backstory as to why that coloring book was made. It should have never been made. That's the problem. People keep justifying things that are weird, okay? Well, you'll learn. Okay, when a predator gets caught with a Melanie Martinez coloring book, I'm not going to say anything. I really am not. I'm going to be like, I told you so. Because that coloring book is only going to appeal to a certain type of audience. Just like that mother that got called out for what she was posting her baby doing, knowing the shares. And mind you, no one was sharing, or not shares, the favorites. No one was favoriting those videos because the baby was cute. We all know what it was. That's why she got canceled. But because it's Melanie Martinez, it's excusable because of her songs and because of what she went through personally. That don't mean shit. It's still weird. If I was to do something like that, I would be canceled. And that's all there is to it. You could defend it all you want. The more you defend it, the more you look like a predator. Even in someone's comment sections where they said people need to talk more about it because it's weird, people were calling people predators for defending it. So I don't know what to tell you. You want to be made to be look like a predator, I wouldn't be defending that coloring book. If I was you. I didn't say I was a fan of hers. I said I used to be. Where did I say I was? I said when the stuff came out, when her accuser came out, people told me that, oh, the girl lied. She wasn't telling the truth. And I wasn't 100% sure because what I saw was like stuff that was tweeted. There was things that, like some sort of slight evidence. But I was like, nah, this is weird. Mind you, I haven't been heavily listening to Melanie Martinez like that. Was it Crybaby? Or I can't remember what album it was that she came out with. It was a while ago. This was like years ago. And that was like probably the last album I've listened to besides the songs that go viral of Melanie Martinez. I was not like that much of a fan anymore. I kind of like, after the whole allegation, I was like, you know, and mind you, sometimes, you know, I don't really heavily listen to music like I should because I go through moments of, you know, I have a lot to deal with my father who has mental illness. You know, I don't get time to myself. There's just so much going on. But I remember her performances on The Voice because that's when I first watched her and I first saw her, you know. And then kind of when she started blowing up and then people were like, have you heard Melanie Martinez's new song? And I was like, oh, let me listen, you know. Or like And then when the allegations came out, and then kind of even before then, it kind of dimmed down. I didn't really listen to her that much. There's a lot of people like that Trey Songz trend. Trey Songz, okay, let me tell you something. Trigger warning, Trey Songz is a rapist. So why are we sitting here doing a trend about how he sings? Like, why are we making that viral? Trey Songz is a whole rapist. And if you really want to talk about it because you're like, oh, you know, Chris Brown is also a rapist. He literally got exposed with Sage the Gemini because if you guys don't remember, and I think it's under my reposted videos, you could scroll down in my reposted videos, and I think some of you guys don't watch my reposted videos. You should, because some of them are to help people. A lot of it is to spread awareness, you know? Anyways, this girl came forward saying that her and her friend went back to the house where it was Chris Brown was there, Sage the Gemini, they were underage, and Sage the Gemini did stuff to her, trigger warning. And her friend also had stuff done to her, trigger warning, when she was a minor by Chris Brown. On top of that, here's another thing. I'm all for people naming their kids, right? You can name your kid whatever you want. I love Trisha Paytas that she's kind of changed her life around. But to me, the weirdest thing is naming her baby Elvis after Elvis Presley. And to me personally, knowing what we know about Elvis Presley, waiting for Priscilla to be old enough to get married, waited till she turned 16, and he dated a minor, and how he was, like, why would you name your child after someone that dated a minor? And imagine all the stuff they have to look up about the person they're named after and see that, right? And see like, oh, why am I named after someone that did this, you know? And then they start seeing things about it. No, you can't separate the name from the person. We all know why Trisha Paytas named her baby Elvis, because she was obsessed with Elvis. She had Elvis shirts, Elvis everything. If you don't know, she even admitted on YouTube that she was a huge Elvis fan. Let's not be obtuse. You can't separate the name from someone who dated a minor. Imagine looking up your name and seeing that's who you're named after and seeing the horrible stuff. That's like me naming my son Tyler after Steven Tyler, and he literally got with a minor. That's weird. Like, you know, I can understand naming your kids whatever you want. Some people can name their kids Elvis. I'm not saying like, no, they can't. But when you admit it's after Elvis Presley, that's when it becomes something that's like, whoa. Like, I don't have, you know, if I was to name my kids, like, let's say, oh, I want to name my son John Wayne Gacy, you would have an issue. But it's because there's certain people you don't have an issue. When does it become weird to name your kids after people that have done horrible things? Like, is it weird? Should we be saying something? Because obviously it's not my kid. You know, I'm not naming it. But when you see what Elvis has done, it's weird, because to me he waited till Priscilla was old enough to get married, which was 16. Elvis was like, what, 26? I don't even remember how old he was. Some people do, though. Some people are crazy enough to name their kid that. No, you shouldn't doubt that, because I've heard some crazy names. I've actually seen a crazy name before. The guy showed me and my friend his ID, and I can't remember his name. You know, like the candy bar that's called whatchamacallit? His name was like that. His name was like whatchamacallit. It was like a whole sentence his name was. And we were like, nah, we didn't believe him. And he showed us his ID. Just like how some parents want to name their kid Fucker. Like, there's been people that have named their kids crazy names. I wouldn't doubt if they wanted to name their kid after somebody like that, because some people idolize people so much that they'll name their kids after someone, even though it's weird. I'm just saying, like, it's not far-fetched, because I've seen some crazy names. I'm pretty sure if you searched it up, you'll probably find someone who did name their son after John Wayne Gacy. Like, that's not something that would... It's a very possible thing. Because people have obsessions all the time, which... Well, not really obsessions, but, like, people will name their kids after someone from an anime. Because they're like, I really like Black Butler, or I really like the Attack on Titan, so I named my son this, or I really like Dragon Ball Z, so I named my son this, Or, like, some people would be like, I like Bratz, so I named my daughter Sasha. There's, like... some reasonable names. There's some names that, I could agree with. But when does it become a point where you draw the line because the person has a horrible backstory? Like, when do you... And not only that, because Elvis ripped off his whole routine from a black man, his whole mannerisms all the way down to the way that he sings was taken from a black man. If you literally... Because the black man actually went on an interview. I forget his name. I shouldn't say the black man, but I forget his name. I saw the video went viral on Instagram. Basically, the guy went on an interview saying that they stole his whole sound and look and gave it to Elvis because he was marketable, because he's white. Again, these things happen. And so, they sound exactly the same. When you hear Elvis and you hear this dude, like, Elvis ripped this dude off. They found someone who could sound like this guy. And it's so crazy because it was like, wow, I never even knew that, because J-Lo doesn't outsoul anything. J-Lo literally is the worst in the music industry. J-Lo is the J-Lo of the music industry. Like, let's be for real. J-Lo can't sing. She uses other people's vocals to sing. Let's be for real. Let's not hype J-Lo up. But back on Elvis, because this guy literally proved it. Like, his whole voice... His whole mannerisms, everything was copied down to a T. They were trying to look for someone who could copy that guy. And it so happened to be Elvis who could imitate this guy so good that, mind you, Hound Dog, right, which everyone thought was Elvis' song, wasn't really. It was from a black lady, like, no, I was going to say Mama Thorpe. I'm trying to think of her name. Man, my brain, these names slip me. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm not really good with names. But it is so crazy to think just how much history has. Like, if it wasn't for these black people, Elvis wouldn't have his talent. To be really honest with you. This was a dude who was... Like, this is crazy. No, because people thought that he wrote the song and it was his song. Not a lot of people are going to know that things are covers, right? Like, If I Were a Boy by Beyonce was not by Beyonce. It was by another artist. Like, we all heard If I Were a Boy and thought, like, wow, I really love this Beyonce song. And it's not Beyonce song, just like how I Will Always Love You, Whitney Houston made it her own, but it was by Dolly Parton. A lot of people don't do research when they look up these songs. They don't know these songs are covers. A lot of people have done cover songs, and you know what's funny? I've noticed a lot of singers back in the day didn't really have that much original songs. They did cover songs like Luther Vandross. Mary J. Blige was notorious for this because all she ever did was cover songs, which there's nothing wrong with it. But some people don't even know, and when they hear it, they think like, oh, this is their song, right? I don't care if I can sing. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. And thank you for the gift points. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, like, in general, right? These people, right? Like, if you look up some Luther Vandross songs, they were covers. Like, there's a lot of songs that I was like, wait, these are covers? Like, It's just like if I Was a Boy was sang by somebody else and Beyonce just changed a few words in the lyrics, and that's why people thought it was hers. But no, actually, it's a cover song. There's been a lot of songs like Waiting for Tonight. I think that's the song by J-Lo. I know that's the song by J-Lo, but I think that was the one that was a cover song. Waiting for Tonight. Oh, like that was a cover song. Like, some people just don't look into things, you know? Your name is Please Slit, so why are you calling me weird? Like, that's, like, not even a good username. Sorry, you gotta go. No, Waiting for Tonight is actually by a group. It's a girl group that sang that song, and she covered it. Yes, it is. Look it up. They didn't sell it to her. It's a cover song. She covered a song by a group. It was a girl group song. Where's the... I'm not on the library's Wi-Fi. I'm on my data. Why is it not loading? It's just slowly, like, freaking... I'm gonna have to change the wallpaper. I'm gonna have to do that later. Because it's just, like, loading. It's connected to my hotspot. It's finishing, like, setting up the stupid tablet, I think. That's why. Ouch. She's ordering food? No, I'm not. Why would I order food? He's live, talking about the wildfires. I don't know what it is. I was trying to do something, but I deleted all of my stuff on my tablet. I accidentally held 2 buttons down and then it erased everything. It said erase, so it erased it. I couldn't stop it. No, I didn't erase nothing. Literally all my photos are backed up. Everything backs up. You do realize that, right, dummy? Oh, wait. You don't even know what backing up is. Like, it's just so crazy that people are, like, erasing the evidence, like, if my whole tablet doesn't back up. Because I have all the screenshots and everything. From the Discord to the person telling me what they said to me in messages. Yeah, I have that too. It all went back on my tablet. So, yeah. It's not a Kindle tablet. Actually, it's a very expensive tablet that is literally almost $400 on Amazon. But I got it for like $99. So no, it is not a Kindle tablet. I only paid $99 for this, but it's almost like $400 on Amazon. No, actually, I bought this tablet when I had a place, so yeah. When we were at the other place, I bought it. At the thrift store. I didn't buy it now. It's been in storage. I mean, not storage, it's been in pawn. Because I pawned it to pay the rent. It's running slow. Good for you, Jackie. I hope you don't lose your house. Except when I say I hope you don't, change don't to do. No, it's hotspot. When you use the hotspot, it like... Yeah, when you connect hotspot, it doesn't really... It runs out, so... No, I just said I hope they don't lose their house. That's a nice way to tell people, right? I hope you don't lose your house. But change don't to do. I even turned it off and turned it back on. It's completing the setup. Oh, Judy, I wonder why people tell me the things that they do. First of all, someone said, which if you didn't see their comment, because let me tell you something. You are not Stevie Wonder. You are not blind. You saw that comment. They said, I am laying in a warm bed in a warm house. So that led me to say, well, I hope you don't lose your house and change don't to do, because they were being nasty. So I wonder why they get told that. Let's not lie, because this live stream is recorded. It's screen recorded. Thank you for the gift point. So let's not say they didn't start it first. It's screen recorded. Are you dumb? Yes, you really are. Some people really need to stop playing me like I'm stupid. This is why my live streams are screen recorded for a reason. People can't say I'm lying. They can't go back and try to make claims that are not true. Don't tell someone I'm sleeping in a warm house, because then maybe they won't tell you they hope you lose your house. That's just being for real. That's just, it is what it is. Like, you won't get told these things if you just left people alone. I don't know why people don't learn to leave people alone. All you have to do is not say anything to someone and they won't say anything to you. You don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. That's just how it works. And then you'll be sitting here and you'll be like, oh my gosh, she's so rude. Like, oh my gosh, she said rude things, like she's rude to us. But yet people will come in and say Tophia's dead sister as a username. Okay, well, I'll talk about your dead relatives. Oh, she's talking about dead relatives. Even though, right? they were talking about my dead relatives first. I have a sister that was born dead. My mom had another baby. She was actually the firstborn, and she was born dead. So, yeah. I don't care if their relatives are dead. They should be. They shouldn't talk about people's dead relatives. Whether their relatives are dead or not, they wouldn't like it if someone said, well, maybe your relative should be dead, because it's not okay to come on this app and talk about someone's dead child, especially considering the fact my sister was a baby when she died. She didn't even survive. She was born dead. And you wonder why people say what they say to you. And then you try to play victim and say, well, and try to make it seem like I'm being the one that's being rude. I'm not going to sit here and let someone talk on my sister that didn't even get to survive. That's fucked up, and you have to acknowledge that. You won't acknowledge how fucked up it is. You know it's fucked up. Well, first of all, people literally talk about her dead baby on Station Head. So let's not talk about my mom's feelings when they do it on my mom's Station Head. They also talk about her dead mother too, and then they wonder why I say stuff to them. Yes, people do, because they've made usernames. They've said stuff about my dead sister to my mom, mind you, on her Station Head. And not only that, they said stuff about her mother too, which, mind you, they said, your mom is saying, help me, as she's burning in hell. And they literally commented that on my mom's Station Head for her to read it. She read that. And you wonder why my anger is not, you say it's not warranted, but it is. You cannot sit here and say stuff like that to people and expect them not to say something back to you. Who cares if she's hearing it again? Mom.
What?
Do you have an issue with hearing what I'm saying?
Do I have a problem?
Do you have an issue with hearing what I'm saying?
No.
Okay. Thank you. So don't blame me because other people are horrible bastards. That's not my problem. And I am going to say that because I'm tired of people that are fatherless that come on this app and talk about other people's dead relatives. And it's like, oh, well, your mom's hearing it again. Like, who gives a fuck? She doesn't have an issue. If she had an issue, I wouldn't be talking. You're not gonna shut me up because you know it's wrong for people to do that. It's so fucking hypocritical for people to sit here and be like, oh my God. But yet they don't hold other people accountable for saying the shit in the first place. Like when someone said they was gonna dig my dead sister up and feed her to a dog.
If they have an issue, I would say something.
Exactly.
I've been saying stuff.
She doesn't have an issue because I'm addressing it. And I'm saying what people are doing is wrong. How is that wrong? Oh my God, you can't say that. Oh my God. Like, you literally come on this app and say the most horrific shit and think that you could get away with it. You don't even know the emails that I had to receive and see. Mind you, other people have seen it because some of them are okay with looking at that stuff. And I'm like, you know, I wouldn't send you this stuff. You know, I always ask. I always say, hey, I'm going to send you something. Can you handle it? You don't even know the amount of what emails I've received. You don't even know the DMs that I receive day in and day out that are, I can't even. And then you tell me my anger is not warranted? That's not even the half of the shit that I sent. If I was to literally, or that I got sent, if I was to literally talk about the shit I got sent, people would start being accusatory towards me. And I don't have that shit. That's not even, and then for me to be getting sent that, it's like, well, I think the FBI needs to go see whatever you got going on, because why do you have this stuff in your possession? Like, why are you sending stuff like that, especially gory stuff? Why are you sending gory shit to people, especially of people's dead relatives? That guy had his whole trigger warning, the middle of his face is missing. It was chopped out, and someone sent that to me, along with some lady's bloody cooter, and that's not even the half of it. That's not even the half of it. And it's so crazy that people literally just justify this stuff. Like, it's so weird. Like, it's just so weird. I'm trying to play something and it's just like loading. Around people that could be going through something. I'm sorry, and especially because I didn't wrongfully ban them, they said something that was rude. And also, I didn't like their username, so I have a reason why. If I walked around with the username that says KYS and someone bans me, I understand why. It's you have to respect people's boundaries, and you have to respect people. Like, if I don't like something, I have a right to ban it. It's my page. You don't get to tell me what to do, whether someone paid for a subscription or not. I'm so sick and tired of people thinking they're entitled to pay for subscriptions. Because if I paid for somebody to look for you, does that mean that I'm entitled to your information? No, because that's wrong. But yet again, here we are justifying weird shit. Let me get my plug out, because I have to put my phone to charge. It's just so weird. Like, can we stop? Everything I do is an issue. It's my page. If I don't want someone to have a username that says please slit, I don't have to have that. Like, it's disrespectful. They could come on another account if they want to. That isn't stopping them from making another account. If you want to talk, don't do stuff that's going to get you banned. Or get you blocked. Oh, is this what you do to people that pay for subscriptions? Oh. They said something they wasn't supposed to, plus their username. Pull up the whatever they said. If I don't like what they said, I have a right to block them. I'm not going to pull it up for y'all to say it's not bad. If I don't like it, I have a right to block them. You don't have to like it. You're going to say you like it whether or not, because it's a nasty comment about me. I don't have to pull shit the fuck up, because if I don't like something, I will block it. That is my choice. I can block all of y'all out here. I don't give a fuck. Like, you think I care about subscriptions? If you're going to be negative like that, I don't need you. I could just block some of you negative subscribers. Like, hello? It's my decision whether or not someone stays or goes. I'm not wrong. If I don't want someone in my live stream, I don't have to have them in my live stream, period. The same people complaining and crying about people being chronically online, but then cry your ass off when you get blocked by someone and you get so fucking butthurt. It's just a fucking block. It's not that serious. Move on. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and cry if Keith Lee blocked me. I'm not gonna sit here and complain. There's people that have blocked me that I liked, that I watched their content. I'm not gonna sit here and dwell, oh, why the fuck they blocked me? Like, no, move the fuck on, bitch. Like, seriously. No wonder you can't get over your dumbass ex. You're too busy worried about people blocking you on the app. Like, it's not that fucking serious. If I want to block the fuck out of someone, I'll block the fuck out of someone. Mind you, this is why I love TikTok. It should not go. Don't let it go. That lady was about to face eviction. She literally said she said when the landlord evicts me instead of the mice in my apartment. And I was like, wait, what? There is no way this lady is facing eviction because of the cover of her song Blowing Up of it's with the G. She covered, like, because they make like SpongeBob rap songs, and she covered it. She is not facing eviction. I'm like, we can't, like, she is no longer facing eviction. Yes, I am still in the car. Vroom, vroom. I'm in me mom's car. Vroom, vroom. I'm just kidding. The one person that literally came on the internet on this app and sat before everyone and said that the people on Skid Row were entertainment because they were unhoused. Do you know what karma they got? Because clearly you don't know. And I'll be happy to enlighten you. You keep talking about you have a house, you're going to lose it. Not only did this person could not afford the place they were living at, but they were asking people to feed them. So I would not advise someone to come on the internet talking about, oh, I'm on vacation. No, you're not on vacation. You're homeless. Yeah, nice vacation to the streets. Kick to the curb, bitch. That's what you get. You shouldn't be talking about homeless people. Let me tell you something. You keep making jokes about me and you're going to end up in this situation like that person. Every single person that has done something to me got their karma. Nova got doxxed for telling people to dox me. And I said, do not dox anybody. But he was telling people to dox me and not only did he get doxxed, his credit card number got leaked and they bought stuff off of his credit card. Oh, let's see. Leslie doxed. Leslie had a lot of stuff happen. Someone called the pizza man on Leslie. People had the nerve to say it was me, and I was like, I don't even know Leslie's address. Like, what the heck? And then she got into it with the police and almost got arrested. I don't know if that's karma enough or not. All the people that sided with the trolls and that were no longer my friends anymore, not on the internet, one of them left for mental health reasons. Go figures. It's so crazy how people love to sit on this app and not think they're going to turn around and get karma. There are so many other people that has had stuff happen to them, like Roach Chula losing her account for literally what she does to me, right? Let's not forget Papa Mike trying to pull that little stunt. No, it wasn't a little stunt. You know exactly what happened to you because it's your karma, just like everyone else. And I wonder how that karma tastes for a lot of people. You continue and you can end up like these people. So, I mean, it's the type of energy you put out there. Let me tell you something about you saying my karma is being homeless. Before all of these videos came out and before people hated me on the internet, I was homeless. My family has been homeless for most of my life. So for you saying me being homeless is karma when I've been homeless most of my life, even before I was on the internet, when I was a baby, is crazy considering the fact that my family has been homeless. I was homeless in elementary school, which I couldn't choose to be homeless because I'm a kid. So what, like, hello? I can't get a job to help provide for my family. So saying that me being homeless is my karma is not my karma because I've been homeless most of my life. So what is it karma for? What is it karma for? What's it karma for? Because I won't apologize for shit I didn't do? Yeah, that's right. Because people threaten to leak my number and be like, if I don't apologize, they're going to leak my number. You're going to get your karma, bitch. And if I was to leak your number, you couldn't say shit. And I'll be like, oh, that's your karma. Right? If you want to use that as an excuse, I got plenty of excuses. And sometimes I got to remember, hey, I shouldn't go to that extremes. Leave people alone. Right? And they'll leave you alone. I've been homeless most of my life, so I don't take it as karma because it's the situation you're born in. You are a product of your situation. If you're born into a rich family, then you won't be poor. To say someone deserves karma for doing absolutely nothing is crazy. While people actively dox me and break the law because doxing is against the law, while people send me gory, disgusting shit, while people tell me nasty things in my DMs, and all I'm literally just doing is existing. I can't even play music without someone complaining, don't play music. Like, I don't have to sit here and argue and complain and yell all the time. I'm just going to change my live stream for the positive, and you're still just going to be that hateful, nasty ass, witch ass troll, or whatever, you know? Like, you're always going to find somebody else to attach yourself to and be negative to. They say you're negative. Okay, when I start posting, right? When I start posting these live streams of who starts what, people are going to start looking at you like, wow, they're the ones that are negative. You wouldn't want that now, would you? I'm happy you're in a car. Well, I'm happy your house is gonna burn down. You shouldn't say stuff about people you wouldn't like them saying about you. Aw, someone's gonna be mad. I already know it. Why'd you say that? Okay, anyways. Of course I have nothing. I do have something. Well, I am healthy. Oh, you think because someone's overweight, that means they're not healthy. Oh, because your fat ass can't even get up off the couch to go run on a treadmill. So you like to talk down on people. We can't even see what you look like. You can't even reach your... Well, I can't say that. But, okay. You need a microscope and some tweezers to see that, but okay. I could do a lap around the park without wheezing. And you know what's funny is that if someone has asthma, why are we literally talking about wheezing as like a health issue when some people... I'm not saying I have asthma. I could walk around just fine without wheezing. But to literally say don't wheeze to someone... Like, I deal with health issues that have asthma that wheeze. That doesn't mean they're unhealthy. They have asthma. Aww. Some people are just mad. You do realize I walk everywhere, right? When I don't have a car. But okay. I mean... I'm not out of breath from talking. I've already explained this, but clearly people don't want to listen, so that's on them. Like, literally a Trump supporter. That's the dumbest, like, contradiction to a song ever. How are you gonna be like, I support Trump? Well, first of all, I'm not gonna argue with you because if it doesn't apply, let it fly. You would literally choke on Trump's dick, so I wouldn't be talking. You talk about Trump so much, you must have his dick in your mouth. I'm just saying. I don't know anyone who just brings up Trump. Like, weird. I was just talking about the contradiction in the song and how he wrote a song about arrest the president, but then he's a Trump supporter. If I was a Trump supporter, I would tell you. I'm not a Trump supporter. You always find every reason to talk about Trump. It's just weird. I don't choke when I breathe. Cube's rap song and how it was contradictory to the fact that he wrote a song or he rapped a song that says arrest the president. You got the evidence. He's Russian intelligence. The new white is orange. But then years later comes out and is like, oh, I'm a Trump supporter. It's fucking contradictory, bitch. And if I want to talk about something, I can. Same people saying they don't care about politics are the same fucking people that's going to be sitting here complaining when gas prices are too high, when groceries are too high, when you can't get a job, and you realize everything revolves around politics and how you fucking voted. Of course you don't give a fuck. That's why Trump's in office. We already know people don't give a fuck about politics because you voted a rapist. Who gives a fuck, right? This is the same mentality of why America is fucked up and people can't afford to live because people don't give a fuck about politics. And politics revolves around why we can't afford shit. But yet, we don't care about politics. I know that, bitch. That's why your ass is fucking in here with nothing better to do because you don't care. You would have a fucking life, but you're broke just like me. We all broke. Whose fault is that? When someone says, you're always blaming the government for your problems. Okay. Well then, who else am I supposed to fucking blame for high gas prices and high food? The sky god? What the fuck? Like, this is so dumb. We get it, you don't care about politics. That's why I voted Kamala Harris so I could talk all the fuck I want and say I fucking hate Trump with every fiber of my being. Like, that's why your ass is miserable, because you don't give a fuck. You should have gave a fuck, because innocent black people are now going to be unalive. Oh wait, they already was. But it's going to be a lot worse because you didn't give a fuck about politics. That shows you don't give a fuck about black people. And in the spirit of things, don't talk about racism then. Because if you talk about racism, you clearly don't give a fuck about politics. So why are you sitting here talking about racism? That's part of politics, right? You don't give a fuck. A lot of the stuff you guys talk about revolves around politics, but you're saying that you don't give a fuck about politics while trying to be a social justice warrior, which all of those things revolve around politics and political things. That's so fucking dumb. Like, half of you guys don't even realize you're using politics when you literally call out people for being homophobic and transphobic. Is that not politics? Come on. Continuously keep mourning a family member because they won't cross over to heaven if you constantly keep mourning them. So if my mom died, of course I'm going to be sad. We all have to go someday. We're all going to die. That's just a sad reality. My mom's not going to be here forever, and I know that. But eventually I'm just going to have to get over it. You go through 5 stages of grief. First, you go through sadness, you go through denial, then you go through anger. Like, some people will get angry and be like, why did you leave me? You shouldn't have fucking left me. Because, you know, people don't understand that part of grief. Because there's people that will start blaming the person that died because, why did you leave me? Like, you had no right to leave me. You left me, you know, like, there's like, because I took house class, I learned the 5 stages of grief. You know, when you go through stuff like that, eventually you have to get over it. You know, right? And I'm not saying right away, but grief is something that is really hard, especially when you lose a loved one. And eventually we're all going to die. That's why we're here. We're born to die. That is something that we just can't avoid. We're all going to go 6 feet under. We don't know when our last day could be. You could be sleeping and then your last day could be tomorrow. You don't know your last day. Like, you don't know when you're going to go. There's literal young people that have died in their sleep. No explanation, no nothing. No health problems, no anything. They just died in their sleep. And it's really odd because when you hear about people dying in their sleep, you hear about old people dying in their sleep. You don't hear about young people. Jackie, Do you not listen or do you not listen? I just said that it takes people a long time to grieve. I'm not telling people how long they have to grieve, you stupid ass bitch. I literally said, since you have a hard time hearing, maybe I should scream into my phone so you could hear. I said I'm not saying how long people have to grieve. Jesus Christ. What I said is that people grieve longer than other fucking people. My God. Or whatever the fuck I said, which I can replay that shit. Like, guess I would know about racism on black,
right,
dummy.
I was just being selfish.
You wouldn't know about racism because you're still insinuating that I would know because I'm racist when black people can't be racist. Minorities can't be racist. It's called prejudice. And just because you read in the definition of racism, prejudice, it branches off of the definition of racism. It's not included in the definition of racism. Some of you guys have a hard time reading. You'll sit here and say, oh, it's racism. What is it called when you tell someone to go back to their country? Because that is not racism. That is xenophobia. The last I checked, that's not racism. That's xenophobia. So why are we sitting here saying that telling someone to go back to their country is racist when I literally never said that? And I was not talking about a Mexican person in specifics. I was talking about a video where a lady told another lady who was Mexican. She was sitting by a Subway in one of those little where it's a grocery store, the nail salon, everything's connected. And she said, what did you say? And the lady went back and said it again. I don't understand why you guys love to sit here and talk about racism as if you know it. Look up the definition of xenophobia. Hey, Google. I'll look it up for you. What's the definition of xenophobia?
Here are some results.
Xenophobia is an extreme, intense fear and dislike of customs, cultures, and peoples considered strange, unusual, or unknown. The term itself comes from Greek phobes, meaning xenos, and can mean stranger, foreigner, or outsider. Okay, so this one, we're not even going to read that because that's like the AI generated, which AI generated definitions are not accurate, but it says fear, hatred, or suspicion of people who are perceived as different or foreign based on their race, ethnicity, religion, culture, gender, or sex. But that's like AI generated, so we don't go by AI generated because AI is not accurate, right? When you want to look at something, look at dictionary.com, okay? So let's go to the creditable sources. Let's not go and start reading definitions that AI generates, okay? Use your common sense. Let's continue to things that are not. When you tell someone to go back to where they came from, which this live stream is screen recorded, that is xenophobic. Because that is literally like saying you don't belong here when white people don't belong here because this is not their land. It is stolen land. But they won't talk about it. And aversion or hostility or disdain for or fear foreigners, people from different cultures or strangers. Xenophobia, nationalism can be seen as a reaction to the rise of globalization, a fear or dislike of customs, dress, etc., of people who are culturally different from oneself. Learning a foreign language can help overcome xenophobia. Xenophobic is a noun. Recorded in 1890 to 95, xeno, foreigner, strange, phobic, fear. We all know phobic means fear. Now, let's look up what does it mean to be xenophobic. What does it mean to be xenophobic?
According to Wikipedia, xenophobia is the fear or dislike of anything
perceived as being foreign or strange. But hold on. Look up what it means to be Look up what it means to be xenophobic. Because it only gave me one.
I found these results.
To manifest a hostility towards immigrants, but can also manifest a hatred towards members of another tribe, culture, or religion. A person does not have to actually be from another place or culture to become a target of xenophobia, because when people see someone that looks like they're from another country, they always say, go back to where you came from. Not every black person is from Africa. That's a lot of things that people fail to realize too, because obviously, like, I'm not darker skinned, but darker skinned black people have been told many of times to go back to Africa, and some of them are not from Africa. Not every black person is from Africa. There's so many diverse black people. Just like when I got told to go back to Mexico, it was very xenophobic because I was listening to Selena. Just because I was listening to Selena does not mean that I'm Mexican and I'm from Mexico. Like, it is so crazy that people don't use their heads. I've faced xenophobia, and I'm not even Mexican. They literally told me to go back to Mexico because I was listening to Selena. Yes, they did. They said it on a live stream a long time ago. I remember this because I was playing Selena. This is when I only had like 10 viewers in my life, because I used to have a small amount of viewers. Even my old viewers will tell you that's true. I was listening to Selena and someone said, go back to Mexico. And I said, I'm not even from Mexico. And I went off and I said, first of all, if I go back to Mexico, they're just going to send me back because you have to go the legal way to go into any country. I am not from Mexico, so they would send me back to from America, where I came from, I said. And I went off, and I just went off on a rant, and I just kept going. And I was telling them off, and I kept going because they were like, they told me to go back to Mexico, like, all because I was playing Spanish music. They just assumed, like, just because people play Spanish music doesn't mean they're Mexican. Like, that's crazy.
But Bacon here said,
I'm Hispanic, right? I do listen to Mexican music, but that doesn't mean that I was born in Mexico. Actually, New Mexico was a part of Mexico. This was once Mexico. So for you to literally be like, go back, is so crazy. Anybody from my old live streams will tell you that's true.
Argue and explore.
Now you gonna believe. Listen, nobody on that old piece of paper.
No, because none of those videos were out at that time. People were just being outright ignorant. To tell you the truth, there was so much ignorance in my live stream. It was crazy. I remember one time I was talking about Ahmaud Arbery, and someone had the nerve to come in my live stream and say Black Rifles Matter when it came to like mocking Black Lives Matter, but also towards the situation of Ahmaud Arbery. And there was literally no videos about me. There was nobody making claims that I was racist. There was nothing. There was just ignorant ass, bigoted ass people in my live streams. Mind you, that's not even the half of the stuff people was doing. And this was way before all of this. People using the N-word. So let's not say people was obtuse. Right? It's just so crazy because, like, even before all of this, like, you as a person sitting here justifying that is crazy, considering nothing even provoked that. What was provoked for them to say Black Rifles Matter to threaten me because I was black? Mind you, I've had black in my bio since musically. And what's crazy is people have the nerve to sit here. Here's one thing that I don't understand why people never caught on. They sat in a live stream on Bigo talking about how I'm not really black, but then proceeded to say that I use my blackness only when it benefits me. So how does that make sense? If I use my blackness only when it benefits me, then why are you saying I'm not black, but then saying I'm black, but I only use it when it benefits me, which I don't benefit from being black? That's crazy. Like, and then the way people never catch on to things. There's a lot of stuff from old live streams where I'm like, I wonder why no one ever noticed this. Like when people say, you're racist towards Mexicans. Mexicans is not even a race. How is that possible? Like, are we just making up definitions now? Like, it is so crazy how people talk like if they're educated. No, people, what do you mean no one knows I was black? Yes, they did. I had black in my bio since Musically before this app was even TikTok. It was Musically. Even my friend knows. Even my friend, my literal friend who is verified on here. I had black in my bio for a long time. What are you talking about? I put black and Hispanic in my bio. People act like I just put that in my bio. Like, oh, she just all of a sudden put black and Hispanic in her bio. No, I've had that since before this app was TikTok. I've been on this app longer than you have been on this app. Like, let's be for real. Like, it's so crazy. Like, even my friends knew I was black. Mind you, I had a friend who literally admitted to me her dad was racist because she knew I was black. She literally told me about how her father didn't like the fact she was dating a black man. She said, my boyfriend's black and my dad doesn't. And she opened up to me and she was telling me, because she also had questions, because she literally said, because she literally told me, she's like, oh, is this cultural appropriation? Because she had braids in her hair. And I said, no, because they're like, what is it, French braids? Or they were like Dutch braids. They wasn't even cultural appropriated braids. And I had to explain to her and tell her, like, no, that's not cultural appropriation. Like, you're fine, because she doesn't really know, because obviously she's not black. She's white. Her whole family is white. She doesn't, like, when we talk about critical race theory, that's what we mean. When we say that there needs to be critical race theory in school, because people need to learn what's cultural appropriated and what's not. Like, some of these people are not educated enough. Mind you, I don't know a lot about my black history because my dad, who was black, he has bipolar. All my life when I was born in 94 is when he got really sick. I don't know how to, like, I never had anyone to teach me how to properly take care of my hair. I'm still learning how to do that, and I know hair is not pertained to a race. But I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of things that I'm learning about my culture and things that are horrible and horrific and things that, I knew to a certain extent, but it's crazy because not everyone out here is educated on things. Right? When you talk about race, you should be more educated and say, that's racist to tell someone to go back to the country when that's not racist. That's xenophobia. Again, the misuse of definitions is crazy. Because you want to make up these definitions. That's the annoying part about it, is because you want to make up these definitions, and because you say my made up definition is true, that's not how it works. And I literally was talking about a video that I shared to my story. That's what I was talking about. There was a video that I shared to my story of this lady telling a Mexican lady to go back to where she came from. I also stated in that live stream, which is why it was chopped off, because they cropped it, that I said, why do people care where someone comes from when the DREAM Act was passed by Obama? Any foreigner that was here after or before 1994 is a legal citizen. We are sitting here shitting on these foreigners when literally Mexico is sending help to help fight the fires in California. And people are talking about it. We're not talking enough about how innocent people are being deported and how it's not right. There was this dad that I literally reshared a video, but you see, here's the thing about this, right? Here's the shit of it. I reshare stuff to help people and no one gives a fuck. It was like my friend told me, you literally put a GoFundMe link in your bio because she asked me politely. She said, can you please share this GoFundMe link? And I was like, sure. I put the GoFundMe link in my bio and not a single person mentioned it. Not a single person said shit. Like, nobody even talked about it because no one gives a fuck. A lot of my reposts are helping people out, saying, watch this video, give it engagement, help me get a place to live. And no one's looking at my reposts and stuff. And it's so crazy how people love to talk about what are you doing to donate to the fires. But yeah, you ain't doing shit. I don't see you reposting resources and where people can go to get food, clothes, and water during the fires that are going on in LA. I've shared a lot. And mind you, I share it because it's the right thing to do, not because I care whether or not people are going to be like, good job for sharing. No, because you guys are the same fucking people that haven't donated shit talking about what did you donate? What did you donate? Why is it that we have to come on this app and share what we donated? No one has to talk about what work they do on the app. I don't pride myself in helping people by saying I donated. I didn't talk about people in the fire. I literally got mad because someone said it was their fault that they were in that situation, whatever happened to people, because they didn't evacuate, which I just stated today. Some people didn't evacuate because they were told to shelter in place, meaning that they were told it's not dangerous enough and that they don't have to evacuate because they said shelter in place. I don't know how many times I have to explain it to people because insensitive ass people yesterday, which someone had the nerve to go to my mom and tell her what they said wasn't wrong. When I said it smelled like firewood burning and someone said you're probably smelling the houses burning in California. That's not a funny joke to be making. These are not funny jokes. And then you guys don't say shit when people say horrible things about the fires in California. Let's be 100% for real. You ain't gonna say that. Yes, they did. They told black people to shelter in place. They told people of color, knowing that the air quality is bad. I heard on a live stream from people who actually live in California, they told them to shelter in place. That's why a lot of people did not evacuate, because they were told to shelter in place. Let's not lie. Let's not do that. I know what I'm talking about. But yet you tell me to Google shit, but you don't even do your research. Because if you did research, you would know that. All it takes is for you to just Google. You tell me to Google, but then you don't Google. Why does it have to be an article about a recent fire that's going on in California? What article do you need? Because you say TikTok is not factual? No one would come on this app and say that a lot of black people were told to shelter in place just for the fun of it. Considering the fact that in that same live stream, they talked about not spreading misinformation about the fire. So why in the same live stream would they spread misinformation? That's dumb. You just, see, here we go again. And I know why you're doing that, because you don't want to believe that it involves black people. Here you go again. You're going to say, why is it always about race? It doesn't always have to be about race. Watch, here we go. Because people don't want to acknowledge when something happens to black people. They want to act like it's not happening. It very much is. Especially the air quality is bad. Why are you telling people to shelter in place if the air quality is bad? That's a very real thing.
Succulent and divine. Delicious and nutritious. Brother Crows, this is good stuff here.
I'm glad
You don't need a source. If black people from California are saying it, then that's your source. Especially the people that live there. What source do you need? The source is the people living there. Or living in the areas that are being affected. Or, I mean, living around the areas that are being affected. So why do you need a source?
Just thinking of you. There ain't nothing to get down for.
You're the same type of people to complain that you get education from TikTok, and they're talking about TikTok does not provide factual proof or does not provide, you're not getting educated. It doesn't make sense. You're the literal ones talking about when TikTok is banned, about how you learn so much from TikTok, but then saying you can't learn so much from TikTok. That makes no sense. Like, it's contradictory. Like, how are you going to sit here and say you learn so much from TikTok, then turn around and say TikTok does not teach you anything? These people are not going to come on this app and spread misinformation during a fire. They know what they're talking about. It's a very real thing to tell people to shelter in place when they're supposed to evacuate. Hello? Like, come on now.
Fellas, for a little while, just to take a walk in my garden. Wouldn't that be terrific, fellas?
Oh, I get my news off TikTok. Well, you damn right I get my news off TikTok, because if it wasn't for TikTok, I wouldn't have even known that there was a fire in California. Now, we wouldn't have even known nothing about California had it not been for TikTok. Oh. You know what? I find it very contradictory that you say you get your news off, that you can't get news off TikTok, but you believe everything people say about me on TikTok. Then if it's not true, what people say about me on TikTok is not true then, right? Oh, so everything people's been saying about me is a lie. Just like you said, it's not true. Just like you said. About all the ops. First of all, Shorty Bay is not my op. She has never been my op. The only thing that she said was when she was talking about me. That's the only thing she said when she was talking about me, was my living situation. When she literally hangs around an abuser. Santos. So let's and you also seem to forget she's 22 trying to get with a 19-year-old. Like, if we was going to forget how old she is when she tried to get with Santos. Like, let's be for real. Every single person that has talked about me has left the internet or does not have some sort of success like they tried to have. Roach Chula lost her account. It got banned. Troll accounts started getting banned. And it was because I messaged TikTok and said, you're allowing these people to harass me. You're not doing anything about it. TikTok banned them. Yes, my live stream got banned, but it was false because they tried to say I generated a thing that has nothing to do with me because I'm not addressing the situation. First of all, you'll believe anybody that comes to a fucking internet with a screenshot and tells you because they shared a screenshot with you that it's legitimate. And I'm not getting into it because I am not trying to start beef with anybody, because if I really say what I want to say, it's going to cause problems, and I'm not, because I don't want to have to go back and forth with that person anymore. And why must you insist that I have drama with someone that I don't want to have drama with? Because someone comes to the internet and tells you it's fucking true, even though people told your stupid asses that his name is not there. You hang around a fucking pedo every single day. You guys support fucking pedophilia every single day, but yet you won't do shit. You literally tried to justify Melanie Martinez's coloring book talking about I hang around a pedo. I'm not going to address something that I have nothing to do with. My brother's already addressed the fucking Reddit. He already went off on the Reddit. So why do you want me to address a situation that has nothing to do with me? I'm not the one that needs to defend myself. He does. And he already did. I'm not going to speak for my brother. He can speak for himself. It's weird. Contradicting myself? I am not going to accuse somebody of something that is not true. Because you want me to. Because I'll call you a predator with no proof. And I'm not going to do that. Like, you want me to address something that I said's got nothing to do with me, nor is it true, because people already told you, and you're still here. I am not even going to address something. You want me to address the pedophilia so you could say it's true because I'm addressing it. Like, it's always, you always make up stuff. In 2026, what else are you going to make up? That you're related to Donald Trump? You got proof? Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the subscribers too, because I saw someone else subscribed and I don't know if I said thank you, but thank you for the subscriptions. Like, it's so weird. Guys, every year you always come with some sort of rumor to try to say that somebody in my family or someone something. Like, in 2026, you're still going to try to come up with a rumor. Oh, wait, you're going to be silenced the fuck out because you ain't going to have a platform to talk. When TikTok goes, where are you going to go? Oh, you're going to write in the comment section to be blocked forever? Yeah, because when you block on Instagram, it blocks any account that you make further on. So, good riddance, bitch. What are you going to do? Go to TikTok and converse amongst the people that make videos about me? Let me tell you something. All those commentary videos are very funny until I produce my side of the story. And then what the fuck? Because I'm not just going to start going straight into making YouTube videos. I'm getting a camera so I could talk about my whole situation before I start making YouTube videos. You think that I was going to be shamed off of YouTube? Well, no, it's not going to happen. Considering the fact that these commentary channels talk about people to make money and pay their bills. Because that's how their house gets paid. Because they talk about things they know nothing about. If they actually ask the people to come on, which, mind you, I'm not going anywhere because of, it never ends up it never ends up good because you send stuff. It's like funny. You're literally giving someone the reach you don't want them to have. Because I know for a fact people are sending stuff to these large YouTubers to make videos about. They don't just make videos about people. They receive this information that is false. But yet you won't tell them how you dox people, how you harass people, how you mentally mess with people, how you're literally mentally messing with, how you're messing with a mentally ill man. You don't tell people how you talk about people's dead relatives or how you sit here and literally dox people day in and day out. And mind you, if you was to explain to half of these people you sent the video to, like Repzilla, Oompaville, if you was to literally tell them what you do to people, they wouldn't justify it. Because these people don't go out of their way to do that to people they don't like. They just talk about how they don't like people. They're not literally sitting here actively doing stuff like that. And they wouldn't even like you. And if I was to show half of the stuff, obviously I'm going to have things blurred out. And I'm going to censor myself on YouTube. You guys think because people make videos about me, no, because I have a right to defend myself. People need to know my side of the story, not a cropped video, not an edited version, not anything. Mind you, I have someone right now in my corner who I'm very thankful for, because if it wasn't for them, I don't know, that could literally go back if they have stuff that far back and give me every bit of information, every bit of peace. Show me, I could show where the photos are photoshopped. I could show where the videos are cropped. I have all of that in my back pocket. And you think for a second that I'm just gonna sit here and let people... No, because I am going to say, I don't have no hatred towards commentary channels. Make your money how you got to make your money. I'm not going to pocket watch you. If that's how you make your money, make your money. But you need to really reach out to people and get all the information before you just start talking about people. You could ruin someone's life. Your video could spread on YouTube and it's causing someone more harassment. You don't even know I am breathing. You don't even know the stuff that you could be causing towards someone because you don't even know the severity of the situation, just what people told you. It's a very sad thing. And when someone finds out, when people start realizing, right? A lot of these people don't like commentary and YouTube channels. I used to watch Repzilla. I thought, oh, he's exposing these people. But when you make videos, and here's the thing, when you post ugly photos of someone, that's not okay. Like, I get it. You want to get a catchy thumbnail. But at the end of the day, to literally post horrible videos of someone and make it seem like as if they're horrible because you chose the most horrible photo, it doesn't make sense. You know, I went out of my way the other day, right? Like, someone called me the R word and no one gives a fuck. This is what I talk about, like pretending to be fake activists. If you want to talk about fake activism, you're fake activists because you don't even have anything to say about the blatant ableism that just happened. You like to say someone's ableist, but then you don't call out other people for being ableist. Then you're going to say, well, we don't know who's behind that account. It's so crazy to me. And then on top of all of that, right, like hypocritical ass people. But anyways, it's just crazy. Like, I'm not going to bash people for getting money, but at least look into what you're talking about, because you could be further spreading more hate to someone. I will never understand people being on the internet contradictory as fuck, hypocritical as fuck, ironic as fuck, because you say, oh, you're a hypocrite, but then turn around and will say it's okay for someone to be ableist, but you can't. It's like the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my lifetime. Mind you, nobody is perfect on the internet. Everyone gets exposed for something. And what's crazy is I went out of my way the other day. Not even the other day. I don't know how long ago it was. I'll have to go check. To literally go in someone's live stream and give them engagement. That's what I did. I went and gave someone engagement because they were about to be evicted. And so I got sent this live stream, and that's why I got upset, because this person, I got upset because this person was about to lose the place that they live in with their kids. They had just gotten their work from home job, and they hadn't gotten paid yet because they haven't received their first check because they were just going to start working. And when they were just going to start working is when they lost their place. Like, when they were going to expect it to be evicted. So I went in there and I spammed the likes. I said, you know, it helps even if I can't donate. You know, there's a lot of things that I do to engage with people's live streams and interact. It's just so fucking crazy that you guys will sit here and act like you're good Samaritans or like you're good people and you don't do shit when you don't fucking do anything at all except wreak havoc and ruin people's live streams. I sat in a live stream and I really realized how much I have so much fucking support, because there was a live stream that was held and I said, sometimes I feel like I deserve what happens to me, and everyone was like, you don't deserve that. Nobody, and I realized nobody deserves to go through hell because people want to make their life a fucking living hell. Because if I was to turn around and be one of those influencers and make your life a living hell, you wouldn't like it. And then you would attack me because I have a large following and say, well, you're ruining my life and you're harassing me and sending people to my door and doxing me, and you got a large following. That's the problem. And then when you say it's your fault, if I was to do that to you, it's your fault. I didn't make my life like shit. Why? Because you guys fucking love to run around and harass people? I made my life like that because I choose to support people that didn't fucking do shit. Like let's really get into it. Like the guilty by association shit. When people fucking sat here and literally said that I was, they were harassing me because I was friends with someone who abused their child when they didn't abuse their child. And then people had the fucking audacity to go into the live stream on Bigo while proceeding to turn around in my comment section and say, oh, that person's a child abuser. But you were in their fucking live stream. If you really believe that, then why was you in their live stream? It's so hypocritical. It'll be the same people that be like guilty by association. And I fucking hate that shit because if I know someone didn't do something, there's a reason why I fucking support them. Obviously, people love to run on this app and say shit. Mind you, there was a girl, right? A whole ass girl. And I'm gonna, if I can remember her name, I will say it. She knows who I'm talking. She knows who I'm talking to. She was in the fucking Discord running around with a dude that was naked with 2 kids in the bathtub that weren't even his, talking about, oh, he's a child abuser. Oh, he's this and that to the person that I supported and come after me because she was saying, oh, she supports a child abuser. When you were in a whole live stream with a guy that has charges for trigger warning, raping someone when they were 13 and he was 16, and he's a whole ass predator whose uncle is the infamous serial killer, Richard Ramirez. I got proof you was in that live stream, Isabella. I remember your name, Isabella. You're the one that was running around with short little man. The short little man that's like, oh my God, why is she talking about me? You literally hung out in a man's live stream that pretended to be in a DV situation with George Foreman's daughter. And I was in that live stream when it happened. Had everyone in a panic, calling the cops, making sure she was okay. And it was a joke. Isabella, who sits and hangs around with people. Let me tell you something. That whole crew that you receive information from, right? Because let's talk about it. All you guys that listen to this stupid ass information about people talking about someone's criminal record and they hurt their child. No, he didn't hurt his child. Those people are horrible human beings, one of which unalived somebody while drunk driving and blamed the truck driver and said it was the truck driver's fault that he caused the truck driver to pass away while drunk driving. And let's talk about how short little man loves to take pictures with kids that aren't his in the bathtub. And how he did something, trigger warning, to a 13-year-old when he was 16. And there's police records of that. But yet you won't talk about that, Isabella, but you hang around him. And also how he talked about some 16-year-old's chest. You know what is funny? Is that this guy talked about a 16-year-old girl's chest, and it wasn't even his kid, and it was some girl in the comment section. And not only that, he stalked, harassed a minor and her mother over on Twitter. There's a whole bunch of proof. The only reason why his stuff is still up, because he doesn't know how to get into his Twitter because he forgot his password. He comes all up and down this app threatening black women through cash apps and trying to threaten black women. He literally docks and threatens black women all up and down this app, Isabella, but you hang out with him, but yet you want to sit here and talk about how all you guys are receiving information from horrible human beings. I'm not even going to bring up that whole other crew of people that are horrible people that you love to receive information with because you believe they said something about someone so it's true, but you don't see what these people have done. Especially because it's weird talking about someone's children. And the fact they keep talking about someone's children is weird, considering the fact that whole Discord was filled, but nothing of people using an excuse to talk about people's children. No, you don't care that someone's a child abuser. You just want to talk about children. It's weird. Considering you're the same people that sat here when the whole situation went down because Aunt Karen called me a predator and said, oh, she's weird for saying Asians age like fine wine. She's a predator. You put out there that a black woman was a predator because you were mad that she wouldn't label me one? That's crazy. And then you talked about her private area on there. Oh, and then what? You tried to do the reverse. Oh, we're going to send messages where you talked about her because you sent messages of us talking about her. Because you guys said, what do you think about Aunt Karen? I said, I ain't going to talk badly. I don't talk bad about people. So what was it? Like, you thought you had a gotcha moment that, oh, now she's on our side because we showed her those messages. No, she has a free will to think for herself. She doesn't like your asses either. That's why your Discord got taken down, dumb bitch. Because people reported it because of that whole situation. It had nothing to do with me. That's why your Discord got taken down. Because she don't like you. What, you thought that you had some common ground with her? Why would anyone like somebody, especially the fact that I have a voice recording of someone in the Discord having the nerve to be in her live stream? If you don't like her that much, then why do you watch her telling her she needs to get the fuck off live and go take care of her kid? First of all, who are you to be telling anybody to get off live and go take care of their kid? Again, mentioning kids. And I have a lot of screenshots of the Discord where they mention kids quite often. They're always mentioning someone's kid for no fucking reason. When someone was in that person's live stream and they were going back and forth with that person and someone said, oh, she needs to get off live. Her kid is too loud in the background. Her kid is noisy. She needs to go take care of her kid. It's always constantly people. It's always constant people that always are in the Discord talking about other people's children that aren't even theirs, and it's weird. And I literally have screenshots of all of that. It's so weird to me. You know? There's always an ambulance a lot. But you know, it's so crazy. And then you love to say that, or you sit here and say, oh, she's a weirdo. Like, you went out of your way to call someone a predator because they didn't call me one. That's not how it works. I have that screen recording where you said, get the F off live and go take care of your kid. That's not the only thing you said. When you said that you felt that Aunt Karen was performative because that one time when she went to go protest because they were protesting about saying, oh, it's bad for drag queens to read to children, and she was protesting with the drag queens, in support of them, and then literally someone asked you and you said, yeah, I feel it's performative, Isaac. You were the one who called her performative. Let's be for real. You want to sit here and say, oh, we got her on our side? I remember all of this whenever that live stream went down and you're like, she's on our side. We got her on our side. Like, ha, ha, ha. Like, oh, now all of a sudden she wants to listen to us. No, because you said horrible shit about her and I still have the screenshots to prove that. Actually, they're all on my tablet. All of the screenshots, everything from Discord. I have everything. Like, you ain't gonna sit here and try to paint yourselves out to be good people when you said shit about people. You had the nerve to tell someone who was defending their child to go hurt themselves because they were defending their child. Which I have that screenshot too. Mind you, a lot of the stuff I deleted off my iPhone because I was like, it's no point in bringing it up or to that person because they wouldn't care anyways. But it's just so weird that you go out of your way. Like, it's just so fucking weird. Like, if I don't have screenshots of everything, you think I'm stupid? I keep screenshots of everything. Yes, I do have proof. Actually, I shared a lot of this stuff on my Insta story. But you know what happens when I share it? They get mad and try to take it down. and report it for bullying and harassment. Because if it wasn't true, then why are you trying to get it taken down? That's just weird behavior to me, is when someone shares proof and then you report it for bullying and harassment and try to get it taken down. It proves that I'm right. It really does. Like, you're so dumb. I have the lock screen thing that I've been looking for forever for when I had it on my iPhone, but iPhone doesn't allow movable lock screens anymore because of stupid updates. Like, you literally sit here and act like if I don't collect all of this information. Not only that, the person who deleted where they said what they said about a certain someone acting like, oh, I didn't send that to you. I have a screenshot of that too. Delete whatever the fuck you want to delete. I have the screenshot of that too. That specific message where you lied to me. And then you tried to delete messages as if I was talking to myself. Your ass is going to get exposed too, because if it wasn't true, then why would you be deleting it? You see what's funny is that people love to go back, right? They love to backtrack and say, oh, you're this horrible human being, but then delete shit. Like, it's oddly suspicious you're deleting messages when I have screenshots of the messages. Literally, considering the fact that people say, why do you always talk about white person? When Charlie Patterson, this one person that used to follow me, says that I was saying horrible things about white people because they don't like being called out as racist. So they call black people racist, which is crazy, saying I need to be humbled when white people need to be humbled because they own slaves. And yet it's so wild, you know? It's so crazy people could say this shit. Like, I go back and I see all of this, and it just baffles me. See, just like Amaya, right? Literally telling minors that she had paid to be in her Discord, that she has people looking for me, and that she said, I can't wait for her to be gone. Making a literal threat, saying she has people looking to, hurt me. But again, people will bypass that because they say it's totally fine. I've got all of these messages that I saved because, unlike stupid people, I always have this. Let's be for real. Like, you act like I don't keep all my receipts. I keep everything. Like, when someone tried to make it look like they took a picture outside of my apartment and said, reply to B instead of me, you fat ugly, you fat bitch. Plus, stop saying you're black. You ain't black hoe. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna get your whole family and unalive them. I'm coming for your mom first. I'll literally leak your address right now if you don't reply to me, you morbid obese hippo. You got 3 days to reply to me, bitch, before you get pew-pewed. And then they made it look like they took a picture outside of my apartment, and that's the same person that told me they was manifesting I get raped by my father. Oh, wow. But you have morals, right? Tell your lawyer I'll come unalive their family too. Like, threatening to unalive a lawyer? I've already leaked your address to a lot of people. Expect more things delivered to your home. You think I'm joking? I know where you live. I'm the one who sent the po-po to your house. They said poop. Whatever it was. I don't know what the fuck it was. I should have sent someone to unalive your ASS. Right? This is the stuff that people talk about, right? Oh, my mom's not even talking, dummy. You stupid ass idiot. My mom's not even talking. This coming from somewhere that says N fast replies. Like their username is N-word. Like crazy. What? Just like Cherry in the Discord, right? Cherry with Cherryy. If y'all see a porn video, ignore it. I forgot this wasn't the other server. Don't send NSFW in here. And that's what Isaac said. But yeah, oh, I'm a predator, but you got people in here accidentally sharing porn with minors in your Discord. You admitted are in your Discord. Mind you, they had a 14-year-old moderator at that time. A very dangerous alcoholic that had an innocent children. They're all slow at this point. Who's an alcoholic? Who's dangerous? Why do you talk about people that can't even defend themselves? That's so weird. Oh, when they were literally bragging about men showing up to my door from dating apps. Oh, Tophia called the cops.